Your dog has been sending you silent messages every single day. But what if you've been missing them all along? What if the way you greet them in the morning, the way you walk them, even the way you speak, is shaping their entire emotional world more than food or toys ever could? Most owners believe they love their dog enough, but love alone isn't what builds a deep bond. Understanding does. And here's the truth. There are 6 simple acts your dog hopes to receive from you for life. Miss them, and the connection slowly fades. Get them right, and you unlock a level of trust most people never experience. So, what are these 6 acts? And which one changes everything? There is one small moment each morning that quietly shapes your dog's entire emotional state for the rest of the day. Most people overlook it because it feels too simple to matter. But in reality, it may be the most powerful habit you can build. When you wake up, what is the first thing you reach for? Your phone, your thoughts, your routine. Meanwhile, your dog has already been awake, waiting. Dogs are biologically wired to form deep social bonds. For thousands of years, their survival depended on staying close to their group. And in your home, you are that center. You are the anchor their world revolves around. So when the first thing you do each morning is ignore them, even unintentionally, it sends a quiet signal through their nervous system. They are not your priority. But when you choose to acknowledge them first, everything changes. It doesn't require effort or time, just eye contact, a soft voice, saying their name with warmth, letting them greet you in their own way. That's all it takes. Because in that moment, your dog isn't just being greeted, they are being reassured. They feel seen, they feel included, they feel like they matter. And that feeling stays with them far longer than any walk or meal ever could. A dog who starts the day feeling emotionally secure behaves differently. They are calmer, more connected, more at ease in your presence. This is not about routine, it's about emotional priority. And when your dog believes they truly matter to you, the bond between you doesn't just grow, it transforms. On every walk, there is a quiet conflict happening, and most owners don't even realize it. Your dog stops, they lower their head, they begin to sniff a patch of ground as if it holds something incredibly important. And instinctively you pull the leash. Come on. But in that moment, you didn't just interrupt a habit. You interrupted how your dog understands the world. Humans rely on sight. Dogs rely on scent. Their sense of smell is not just stronger, it is their primary way of thinking, exploring, and processing information. Every scent your dog investigates is not random. It is detailed information. Who was here? How long ago? Whether that animal was stressed, calm, healthy, or afraid. What looks like just sniffing to you is, for your dog, the equivalent of reading an entire story. So when you rush them, you're not just speeding up a walk. You're taking away their ability to mentally engage with their environment. And here's where it becomes deeper than most people expect. When dogs are allowed to sniff freely, they don't just become more satisfied, they become more optimistic. Their overall emotional state improves. They feel more balanced and less stressed. That means a slow, patient walk where your dog leads with their nose can be far more valuable than a long, fast walk focused only on distance. This is the walk your dog truly needs. Not control, not speed, but permission. When you stop pulling and start allowing, your dog begins to feel something powerful. Trust. Trust that being with you doesn't mean giving up what matters to them. And that trust becomes the foundation for everything else you build together. There is something your dog listens to every single day. Something more powerful than commands, training tools, or even physical touch. It's your voice. Not just the words you say, but how you say them. Dogs don't understand language the way humans do, but they are incredibly sensitive to emotional tone. Their brains are wired to detect subtle shifts in your voice, and those shifts directly affect how they feel. Think about how you usually speak to your dog. Is it warm, engaged, soft, or is it distracted, flat, rushed? Because to your dog, that difference is everything. When you speak with warmth, something immediate happens inside them. Their body relaxes, their breathing slows, their muscles release tension. It's as if your voice is telling their entire nervous system, you're safe, you can relax now. But when that warmth disappears, even if your words stay the same, your dog feels it. They don't question it, they respond to it. Your voice becomes a signal they use to understand the emotional environment around them. That means every greeting when you come home, every time you say their name, every quiet moment when they sit beside you, is an opportunity to either build security or create uncertainty. And the most powerful part is this: You don't need anything extra to give them that sense of safety. No special tools, no complicated training, just consistency, a soft, reassuring tone, a genuine presence, speaking to them like they matter, because to them, you are everything. Over time, your dog begins to associate your voice with calmness, safety, and connection. It becomes their anchor in a world they don't fully understand. And when your voice carries warmth they can rely on, your dog doesn't just listen to you, they trust you. Most dog owners believe they are playing with their dog, but in reality, they are only keeping them busy. There is a difference, and your dog feels it immediately. Throwing a ball while checking your phone, casually tossing a toy without engagement. These moments may burn energy, but they don't fulfill your dog on a deeper level. Because for your dog, play is not just entertainment, it is instinct. Every dog carries natural drives within them, the urge to chase, to catch, to tug, to hunt. These are not random behaviors. They are deeply rooted patterns that give your dog a sense of purpose. And when those instincts are ignored or only partially expressed, that energy doesn't disappear. It builds up. Over time, it turns into frustration, anxiety, even destructive behavior. Not because your dog is bad, but because they are unfulfilled. So what does real play actually look like? It looks like movement, engagement, intention. You bring the toy to life. You make it unpredictable. You create moments of anticipation, then bursts of action. You let your dog chase, struggle, win. Yes, win. Because the moment your dog successfully catches or holds the toy, something powerful happens internally. They feel capable. They feel satisfied. They feel complete. And just as important as the excitement is the ending. After the chase and the intensity, there must be calm, a slow transition back to stillness that allows their nervous system to settle again. That full cycle, build, chase, capture, release, is what your dog truly needs. And when you are fully present in that experience, your dog doesn't just see playtime. They see you as someone who understands them, someone who speaks their language without words. That kind of connection cannot be replaced by toys, treats, or passive affection. It is earned through shared experience. And once your dog feels that from you, your bond reaches a completely different level. There is a need your dog has that is often misunderstood or completely ignored, the need to step away. Most people think dogs want constant attention, constant interaction, constant closeness, but that's not entirely true. Dogs are social, but they also need space, a place where nothing is expected from them. No commands, no interruptions, no pressure to engage, just quiet, uninterrupted rest. Now think about your dog's daily life. Do they actually have that kind of space? Not just a bed placed somewhere in the house, but a spot that is consistently respected. A place they can go to without being called back, touched, or disturbed. Because without it, something important begins to happen. Your dog never fully relaxes. They may lie down, they may close their eyes, but their nervous system stays slightly alert, always ready to respond, always expecting something to happen next. And over time, that constant low-level tension builds up. It shows up in ways that are easy to misinterpret. Restlessness, reactivity, difficulty settling down, even behaviors that seem like disobedience. But in reality, it's not behavioral failure. It's a lack of true recovery. Dogs need a place where they can completely let their guard down, a place that feels safe, predictable, and entirely theirs. And here is the most important part. That space only works if you respect it. If you call them away from it too often, if you interrupt them when they choose to rest, if you treat it like just another spot in the house, then it loses its meaning. But when you honor it consistently, something shifts. Your dog begins to understand that there is a place where they can fully relax without being pulled back into the world. And a dog who can truly rest becomes a dog who is calmer, more balanced, and emotionally stable. Because rest is not a luxury for them. It is a biological necessity. There is a quiet moment that happens more often than you realize. You sit down, maybe on the couch, maybe at your desk, and after a few seconds, your dog slowly walks over. They circle once, then gently press their body against you, or they climb up and rest their weight across your legs. It can feel inconvenient, heavy, restricting, but what is actually happening in that moment is far deeper than it appears. Because when your dog chooses to rest against you, they are choosing vulnerability. Sleep is the most defenseless state any animal can enter. In that state, awareness fades, reaction slows, protection disappears. In the wild, no animal would allow that level of vulnerability near something they do not fully trust. So, when your dog leans into you, and allows themselves to drift into rest, they are making a decision at the deepest biological level. They are saying, "You are safe. You will not harm me. I trust you completely." And the way you respond in that moment matters more than you think. Every time you stay still, even when it's uncomfortable, even when your arm goes numb, you are protecting that trust. You are telling them, without words, "I understand what you're giving me, and I won't take it lightly." But every time you shift, push them away, or break that moment too quickly, something small begins to weaken. Not instantly, not dramatically, but gradually. Because trust for your dog is not built through big gestures. It is built through these quiet, repeated confirmations. Now think back to everything you've seen so far. The way you greet them in the morning, the freedom you give them on walks, the warmth in your voice, the intention in your play, the space you allow them to rest. Every one of those moments is a deposit. And when your dog chooses to rest against you, that is when all of it comes together. That is trust made real. That is your dog showing you the result of everything you've built. And once you truly understand that, you will never see that moment the same way again. If this changed the way you see your dog, then it has already done something powerful. Because your dog has never needed perfection. They've only ever needed to feel understood. These 6 simple acts, they are not complicated. But together, they create something most owners never reach. A bond built on trust, respect, and emotional connection. And the truth is, your dog has been offering that connection to you every single day. Now you know how to return it. So take a moment, look at your dog, and ask yourself, what kind of life am I helping them experience? If you believe they deserve more understanding, more connection, and a deeper bond, then make sure you're part of this journey. Subscribe to the channel and join a community that is learning to see dogs not just as pets, but as emotional beings who trust us with their entire world.